And welcome back, everybody, to the semifinal round of today. Cloud9 HyperX up against Worth. Here it is. This is
This
the
one
match
will
to
be
watch.
tasty.
Last week, it was C9 versus C9 versus Worth in the grand finals. It was a 2-1 series, and Worth was able to win it out in the end. C9 was defeated, and so today they get their chance to get their shots back in on Worth.
Yep.
And the bans are coming out. Scylla is gone. Next ban looks like it's going to be, what will it be? Worth has a chance to ban something here.
They get to choose whatever they wish to. There's plenty of things on the table. Afro's available. I mean, Hercules is still up at the moment. What are they going to choose? We'll find out soon, I'm sure.
Afro, Hercules,
Afro.
Hoonbots,
Yeah.
It's Aphrodite? Okay, so
Doesn't
Afro
surprise
banned
me to
out.
see the Afro band out there. So we've still got Hercules up.
Hercules,
We've seen a lot of
Hoonbots.
Jean-Qui today as well. Like Jean-Qui could be worth a ban
I
with
don't
how he's
know
been
why.
playing.
I would imagine Poseidon would be higher value than Junquei as
I
far as
agree.
the banning goes.
I think Jean does very well against Scylla though.
To be fair, it seems like they would want to ban Zhong and pick Poseidon rather than ban Poseidon and pick Zhong in that order. And so Zhong's gonna be banned out here by C9. Maybe they're looking to pick up Poseidon. And that's actually a great point in the way that Sayo, he likes Isis and he likes Poseidon. So
Yeah.
he doesn't want to play Scylla. He doesn't want to play Zhong Kuei. So why not just ban them out and get rid of them? That's exactly what they're doing here for C9. Across the way, Worth has one more ban to make. Will it be a mid-targeted ban? Poseidon
Hercules,
maybe? What I mean, Hercules. So this is
going
to be a Sayo target.
Big
It's
respect,
against Isis. I'm sorry, Sayo. But that means Hercules. They're not picking Hercules. They're not picking Hobots. They're going for Thor.
Well, Cloud9 want to get their jungler in straight away. Suntouch is a good Thor,
That's right.
and he wants to pick it up in that jungle, so Suntouch is going to be playing the jungle straight away. They've left Hercules on the table, though, and they've left Hombats available as well, Drybear.
Double pick it.
Wonder if Worth Gaming will do that.
Ninja Bobats on that team.
It's
Just pick Hombats. It's
Bobats. And
just pick Hombats and lock it. Pick Hercules and lock it, and don't talk about it. Just do it.
Yeah, I hope they do. I mean,
they got just Hercules. Okay, so there's Hercules.
There's Hercules.
There's Hercules.
That's not bats.
That's not bats.
That's not bats.
That's not bats.
Well, they don't have to pick bats right now. They can pick 4, I guess.
The Poseidon and Ra locked in here.
They're
going to be taking Poseidon away. Okay. So now Scylla, Zhong, Isis are banned, and Poseidon has picked. Sayo now has to go lower into his charts than he's ready for. Agni is a choice, yes. Agni is an available choice for him, but we'll see what he wants to go for.
Oh,
they don't have to pick it just yet. Oh, it looks like we're going to be having Artemis here. All hunters available, but he prefers Artemis, and then there's Kumbhakarna.
And then there's Kumbhakarna. Half Devil's been playing a lot of Kumbhakarna and singing his praises since he started picking that one up. And the left pick, Hombats finally gets picked up.
There's a level
I can see why they left it, Drybear, because obviously they'd already picked Thor, and if you force Thor into the solo lane, I guess what they were trying to think about. So
sure.
they risked leaving it open just in case, and it worked out well for them. Not a bad banning choice. So we go into the bans again, the second round of bans, the counter bans, and Habois is going to be taken away. So won't be seeing him in the solo lane or in the mid this game.
To be very careful here because Hercules is still available. Banning a support here would be huge for C9 if they want to go down. So there's the Geb, so support being removed away. That's what Worth is lacking right now. But Hercules is available.
I would have banned Acne. I would have banned Acne from Worth Gaming.
Now they don't. Honestly, there's no room for Hercules here. He would have to be a support. So if they want to go for support, they can definitely do support Hercules. Moonbot's going to the jungle with both bats. We know Variety's going to take Raw. He's very fantastic at Raw. We know that as far as Cornea goes, he loves Scylla, he loves Agni, but he's going to play Poseidon this time around. I guess Hunter if they don't want to go for support. And it looks like they're going to go for Apollo.
Well, they're leaving the last pick for Worth Gaming. I mean, Geb being banned out from Cloud9 is very smart because Kumbhakarna, like I said, has issues against Geb. Available to him. Again, we're going to see the Anubis pick 2 times around. Not as shocked this week because we saw it last week, but Anubis being picked in the solo lane again against Ra. And this was the same matchup we saw last week, Drybear, where in the laning phase, Anubis did win. But after that, it didn't seem to work out for NQ as the games went on, and Worth Gaming did take that game.
So Anubis is back, ladies and gentlemen.
It seems to be.
Anubis is back. Welcome back, Anubis. We missed you, Doge. Hi, Doge. Much wow. We got Aoguang here and Aoguang and Anubis. Now let's look at this as far as empirically goes. Thor, Artemis, Kumbhakarna, Aoguang, and Anubis all locked in together. And honestly, they have a lot of damage here, a lot of control as well. They have a slow from Aoguang, 50% on the Squall. Artemis is a slow on the volley. Thor can get some great initiations with Kumbhakarna. Now, at the same time, because of the CC that they have on C9, they're going to be able to guarantee more damage from Anubis than they would normally. So they're going to be able to lock people down. They're going to be able to put the damage out from Anubis. They're going to be able to get that big burst that Anubis is really known for. So So this is going to allow NQ to itemize himself in a way that allows him to do more damage in mid and late because he doesn't necessarily have to buy as much utility because his team is going to provide that. And so there is actually a very strong lineup here by C9. But again, there's always the caveat when it comes to the Goobis, to the Doge. The Doge has trouble mid and late because he's so immobile. He stands still, literally. And so you look across the way. Humbot's ultimate. Ra ultimate, Poseidon ultimate,
Kraken.
Ra and Poseidon together. I mean, you have the Searing Pain and the Kraken together. The second Anubis stands still, boom, big burst, he goes away, and that's it. And we saw that last time. Last week we saw Anubis comes out. He won the lane outright. He just
really badly.
destroyed the lane. And then didn't do anything the rest of the game because he didn't have that transition to mid and late. And so we're going to see if NQ can kind of, make up for that fact as we go into the mid and late stage of this game. And we know he's capable of winning the lane. He did it last week very, very well. Yeah. But again, you're up against Worth here. Variety, a very safe and very tenured Raw player. We're going to have Ninja Bobat, one of the strongest Humbots we've seen for a very long time. Save Xing and NA. Very, very strong performance from Worth Gaming. And plus, you always have Shaggy Xing. He's just in the long lane farming, and it comes out late. And so this, as the lineup goes, very intriguing by Cloud9, and I'm excited to see what goes on here.
Me too. I mean, with Variety as well, last week he didn't buy beads for a long time, and he should have picked him up earlier against that NQ Mummify that was coming out on Anubis. Maybe this week he should have seen it from last week now. He should realize what his mistakes were, and should be able to deal with Anubis a little bit more effectively in lane. Let's see if that works out for him, though, or if Cloud9 have something else up their sleeve. But that addition of Kumbhakarna into this team composition could be the key that may tip Cloud9 into their favor, because the amount of damage that God can force and secure, it basically confirms damage, and we saw that when Captain Twig and Badger linked up together with Ao Kwong and Kumbhakarna there as well. So going into this one should be a great one, and whoever wins this is looking good for a big swing in possible points this week, possibly move themselves up the table. Cloud9 are going to be looking for first place, and Worth are definitely looking to try and take away that second from Cloud9.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about this during the picking stage, Hindu, in the way that, if Worth takes first and C9 takes fourth, Worth will actually move up to second seed, and C9 will move down to third. And so this is a big, big opportunity for Worth to move their way up into the seeding points and be right there next to TSM in the top charts here. So we're going to cut to a brief break. We'll be right back with the semifinal round between Cloud9, HyperX, and Worth. A lot of competition between these two teams. Some great picks so far. A lot of potential here. If they're going to watch it starting now, this is a great time to tune in. Don't miss it. Stick around. Yeah, everyone, and welcome back to the semifinal round for today. Cloud9, HyperX up against Worth Gaming. Again, to reiterate, if Worth is able to win here and get first place today, if C9 gets fourth, they will move up the seeding charts. But here comes Initiation, looking for Emily Witchin, forcing him out of there with the belly flop, and now pushing him out here. Give it up in chat. Are you a Worth fan? Are you a C9 fan? Let me hear your roar as you put up your fandom here for the team that's going to be eliminated today, or the team that will be moving on to the grand finals. We'll find out as this match comes to an exciting finish. Let's cover who's playing what, where they're going for what team. The bottom side, I'm at the green grass. Cloud9, HyperX, Sayo on the noodle. Suntouch in the jungle with Thor, the god of thunder. Youngbei in the hunter role with Artemis. NQ playing Anubis, and of course Half Devil on Kumbhakarna.
On the other side of the map, you're going to see Worth Gaming looking to make Cloud9 bridesmaids again as the aggression comes out on Youngbei from Shaggy Shank, playing the Apollo with that nice new TSM skin on show. Carino, MVP last week, going to be playing Poseidon in the mid lane. Elmsy is playing Bacchus as the support role, and on the other side, Ninja Bobats on his home bats in the jungle, and Variety once again playing that Raw we saw him on last week. Both these teams lining up early. This game is underway. Who is going to actually get themselves to the final this week?
Honestly, when I picture Ninja Bobat in real life, I just imagine a monkey with a ninja outfit sitting in a boat.
That sounds so good. I love that idea.
That's literally just all I see in my mind, because that's what he is. He's just Humbots. That's what he does, and he does it so well, and he's so good at it, and you give it away, and you're going to have a lot of trouble in the early start here. Left side, a lot of harassment coming out from Youngbei, pushing this lane all the way up to the tower. Emily Witchin and Shaggy Shank taking a little bit of poke in the beginning. Speaking of poke in the mid lane here, we're going to see Koryan take a little bit of harassment from the Ao Guang push. Sayo getting very aggressive here.
Yeah, he's really far up in that lane, but he knows where the jungler is right now, so he's able to do so, being quite comfortable for the time being. NQ, meanwhile, in the duo lane, clear it out the way with Suntouch pushing that one up as well. So all the lanes pushing in favor of Cloud9 right now, so it shows that Cloud9 have come out to fight today.
They're pushing up the left side, definitely very, very aggressive, trying to show their worth here today. Pun very much intended, and they're going to be pushing very hard in the start. Thor looking for an initiation here on the right side. Now, two things that Thor is doing here on Sun Touch. He's not only, staying out of line of sight, so Worth doesn't know where he is, but he's also standing in the jungle, because inside the jungle, when you do have Bomba's mask, you're going to have regeneration of 15 MP5, and so his mana will go back up. And so he's doing two effective things at once.
And as you can see, he's going to be the first one to make to his experience camp as well. Humbat's a little bit further behind. Ninja Bobat's in the jungle, going to get to his a little bit later. And the ping's going down on him there just to show exactly where he will be right now. And this is what the good teams will start doing more and more. You'll see them ping out where they expect the jungler to be so they can be aware of it. As we go back to the duo lane, we can see Elmsy and Half Devil trading off once again. And Half Devil generally has a better wave clear over Bacchus just because it's safer for him to do so, and has a good lane matchup against Bacchus due to the groggy strike and Yawn being able to cancel out of a lot of what Bacchus would like to do.
NQ with that Bancroft's Talons rush right off the bat does rely a lot on that blue buff, though. Of course, he does pick up a little bit more HP than mana, knowing that he's going to have that, so point of failure if they're looking to kind of counteract that later in life. Emelowitch on initiation on the left side going to be prevented by that mighty Yawn, keeping him in place, and Shaggy Shake is going to be pushing forwards here. Thor in the jungle is going to find Ninja Bobat, but Ninja Bobat's level 5, so that evil is there.
Oh, with solo, we got a free kill again. NQ takes out Variety again. Anubis winning his lane one more time. Got pushed to the tower, and the immediate damage came out. He hit 5 and bursted him down immediately with that Death Gaze.
Pushing out here as Thor backs off in the mid lane. Humbots is in the area. Sayo is prepared, though. Active item, Sayo has already picked up his Purification Bead, so not rushing the Aegis Amulet, not looking to pick that one up. He does have Purification Bead.
Is going up.
Humbots. Too far away, though. He's trying to look for a rotation, but doesn't have the distance quite yet. Should be able to hit very close, though. If they get close, they're going to go for the mid camps instead.
Yeah, just going to take the mid-camp for the time being. He did go preventively. Nice to see Variety picking up those beads, though. I think a lot of people were a bit upset with him that he didn't get beads until much later on after having some really hard times from NQ. But NQ is such a beast in this lane overall, and he's showing his ability to be able to play this lane so well by being able to pick someone like Anubis, who isn't picked as much, and do very, very well with it.
So this time around, Variety is going to get the Purification Beads a little bit faster. Last time we saw him, or the last time we saw Ra actually go up against this Incubus, it was a little bit slow on the uptake there for the Purification Beads, but he's going to pick it up very, very quickly. He wants to be able to avoid the burst damage from Anubis. And the biggest thing about this is Anubis has such a great matchup against Ra. Great matchup against Aphrodite. Any of these healing characters that have the slow build-up protection, they're going to be burst down very quickly by Anubis, and that's what he does best. And so, honestly, Variety's going to be very careful here.
Yeah, they both need to be very careful. Sometimes has to use a hammer to get away from Ninja Bobat's there because he got collapsed on. There was a ward giving away his position as he looked for a sneaky attempt on the backside of Variety, but Ninja Bobat's was in the area too. Blue buff's about to respawn for both sides, so you can already see Worth Gaming over at theirs, waiting for it to spawn. Meanwhile, Cloud9 finally rotating it over to theirs, respawn slightly ahead of them because they didn't start that mid-camp. Still 1-0 in favor of Cloud9. Quick look at the experience in gold. You can see gold difference. 600 in favor of Cloud9 now, pushing on to 700 for the time being. So nothing really separating these two teams right now, Driver.
Left side Artemis is pushing up the wave defensively. Kumbhakarna rotate over to the mid camps. We do see the damage buff being picked up by Suntouch, the movement speed buff being picked up by Ninja Bobat, and there's the blue buff getting over to NQ. So eyes are kind of on this solo lane to see how Variety reacts to NQ's onslaught. The damage output is going to be insane. He has honestly, because the Bancroft's down, it can be very difficult for him to deal with anything. There's the Pain, Humbot's ultimate coming through. Big burst, ultimate coming out, but he's got nowhere to go. There goes the Duck, now looking for the follow-up here from Thor. The Hammer's not going to hit the backswing. Berserker Barrage certainly will. Needs a single hit, gets it. Suntouch with the follow-up. Here comes rotation from mid, but they're going to find each other in the jungle.
Yeah, they'll back out for that one, but that was a good one-for-one trade. NQ did the right thing there by turning around. It may have looked like he was being a bit crazy by going in, but he was trying to use his Bancroft's talent with his ultimate to be able to sustain long enough for Suntouch to turn up and force them away. Wasn't to be, though, but a one-for-one trade, and now the two junglers are going to enjoy this free farm that the solo laners have left them here very nicely.
Oh, uppercut left side, good root. Boar on the ground, damage coming through the burst.
Getting
a power shot, can't get it. The Boar is already hitting him, Loach, and into root. There's the groggy strike, belly flap to come off, cooldown. Uses the last of his mana for the belch instead, guaranteeing his death there. And they will get a kill on Bacchus. Apollo forced out and back home. Beautiful pickup there on the left side by C9, now sitting 3-1 with a 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, really nice to see. Half Devil's really taken to Cumber Corner right now. He's been playing it a lot this week, and everyone's been hyping it in chat saying Half Devil's on Cumber, and he's managed to get it through the picks and ban stages, and he's doing a good job with it so far. The reason the lane goes so well in favor of Cumber over Bacchus against Bacchus is because when Bacchus tries to use the belch, immediately you can yawn and reduce it, stop his damage from going out. On top of that, when he uses his Groggy Strike, it stops him being knocked up by the belly flop. So both those things play into Cumber Corner's advantages over that Bacchus in that lane matchup. And you can see Elmsy's having a bit of a tough time there alongside Shaggy Shank.
Really is, and that's really what we're waiting for, to see if they can kind of jump in here and get the early start that they need. Shaggy Shank has the Devourer's Gauntlets. Devourer's Gauntlets finished on Young Baby. Young Baby has a bit of a lead on him, but only just. I mean, it's not the biggest thing you've ever seen before. A little bit slow reaction on the right side by Sun Touch, allowing NQ to get completely collapsed on, but that's what they need to do on the side of Worth. If they can prevent NQ from getting a lead, a big lead, even if he has a small lead, it doesn't matter. NQ on Anubis plays well, but Anubis still has the glaring weaknesses. I'm still not subscribing to this Goobus play, and if they can kind of control his goal to the point where he's just not ahead, then if an Anubis that's even or behind is pretty much just not providing what he
fighting,
needs.
but Dual Lane could come out again as Half Devil rotates back in. The blink comes out. I could see that one coming already. There's the yawn. Bacchus is the focus, or is he? Epic uppercut onto him. The belly flop's already down. Nice use of the board to stun him immediately. And there's Sun Touch dumping in with 4 to help secure that kill. Nice re-pick up, and immediately those pings coming out from Sayo saying, watch out, Carino's on the look. And immediately back out. Really nicely played from Cloud9. They seem to be on the game this week, Drybear.
They really do, and honestly, their dueling is performing beautifully. I mean, they're just pushing up very aggressively, and their support from Sun Touch is huge. And you can see why they valued Thor so highly in that banning phase, is that they really, really want to put that out. I mean, they want to have that kind of control, the mobility. Sun Touch really resonates with Thor, and you can see that that's the character he wants here. Ninja Bobat going to try and find him back in the jungle. Not going to be able to do anything with it. Honestly, I think Bobat is roaming a little bit too much.
Look at the wards, though. This is what they've done to shut down Bobat. He's ward up mid lane really well to make sure that they can't collapse onto Eo Kwang, and it's causing them a real issue. So Bobat is not having a big effect in this game because he is a big roaming jungler. He's a fighting jungler. He likes to get his lanes ahead, and he's not had the opportunity to do so far.
Now pushing out here, we're going to see if they can control the mid area. Algong push back towards his tower. Poseidon, Hoonbots meeting up in the jungle. Ra is there as well. Movemency buff will be taken by Hoonbots. Buff about to spawn on the blue side of things. Anubis going to need some rotations to make sure that it's secure as well. Look at the charts. We're going to see a 1,300 gold lead here for C9, 2,100 experience on top of that. And one of the biggest driving forces for Worth, Shaggy Shank, is actually not as far as he normally would be.
He's having a bit of a tough lane matchup. I mean, we discussed how well Half Devil and Young Bay are playing together this game, and it looks like they're starting to find some really, really big synergy, likes of which we'd not seen since week 1 when they first won the first regional the first qualifying one. So see if they can do it again. Yorn comes out once again from Half Devil as he blinks in. Epic uppercut is onto Apollo, but the Hail of Arrows misses. Used it badly timed, but that's a great route straight off onto Shaggy Shank, using the combination of skills so nicely in that dual lane. Meanwhile, Bobat and NQ are in trouble. NQ trades 1 for 1. Trying to take away that blue buff.
It was 2 for 0. They didn't
Oh,
get a
2 for 0,
single kill
sorry.
there. So 2 for 0 in favor of Worth there. Goobus too far up, had no way to get out, had the damage up put enough, but dropped them too low, and really just didn't have any way to kind of reposition himself. Thor was in the fight, but that's what happens when you go inside of a small enclosed area with a Hoonbots and a Ra and a Poseidon. They got a lot of AoE damage to bring out there, and they definitely brought the thunder on that one. Bring down Thor and Anubis together. So now tying up the score a little bit. Worth is 3 to 4 here, a little bit behind in the kills, but the gold is down to 700. The experience is actually slightly in favor of Worth now. So this game is tying up a bit.
Yeah, it will keep happening over and over again because these two teams are really high up. And this is one thing I want to say about Cloud9. Unlike TSM like to get a lead and slowly snowball it and just take advantages where they can. Cloud9 like to get a lead and then pound people hard over and over again and try and look for the win. And that's what we saw from them trying to do in that solo lane with NQ and Suntouch, but it didn't pay off for them there. So they've given Worth a chance back into this one. Suntouch roaming mid, looking for an opportunity. The wall comes out. Nice damage on Carino. Beads are used. Trying to juke back to the tower where possible. He's going to get hit by the whirlwind. He's going to do enough damage. The tornado's going to be enough. Nicely done between the two of them. Nobody panicked or overused skills whatsoever. Cloud9 pick up another free kill mid.
That was just perfect patience from Sile. He waited. He was very disciplined. He watched the movement from beside. He knew that he had to land the tornado. Because of the delay on tornado, he had to place it perfectly. He can't just toss it on top of him willy-nilly and hope it lands. He had to wait until he saw Sile's trajectory and then picked it up properly, and he did exactly that. Threw in an extra basic attack just to guarantee. This is one thing you'll see a lot of top-tier Aoguangs do is that, you know, when you're throwing a dot on someone, you throw in as many basic attacks as you can because you don't want to get to the point where the dot falls off and they have 5 HP left. Left side of Youngbei getting jumped on here. Belch the Gods coming out, but he avoided by the boar, but forced the boar, so that's a bit of a win there by Worth, but here comes the half devil jumping in.
Yeah, the yawn comes out from Half Devil there, but not going to secure it, though, due to the fact that he'd already been CC'd enough for the time being, so a disengage for now. But nicely played for them. Ninja Bobats is here, though, and most of the cooldowns are down. Is the Epic Uppercut available? Youngbei's in trouble. He's going to drop, but here comes Suntouch. What can he do to get involved? Well, the yawn goes down. Not going to come down just yet, though. We can already see, or he can see that Carino's rotating over, so he should probably back out, and that's what they do. Got the stun for the time being. Nice play from Worth, though. Yeah, it was really, really good.
I gotta give credit to Worth because they're playing this very well. And honestly, if you're a newer team, you're feeling downtrodden, you're feeling upset, you're wondering why the early game's not going your way, but not Worth. They're playing it safe. They're playing it by ear. They're waiting for opportunity. They're gonna get the Girl Fury. They're jumping here on Half Devil. Sile's got an ultimate available. Watch out for that ultimate gonna come through here. Cornio getting very low in the back. Tornado's doing tons of damage. Squall's gonna miss though a little bit early on that one. Oh, he still has an ultimate available if he wants to do this. Looking for some kind of rotation. Spirit's Tempest. Where is it? He's going to use it. Good Serenade, good dash, and that's going to be it. In the meantime, looks like the NQ rotated over to the mid camp, stole that away from Variety, and they're meeting back in the solo lane. But Worth played it very safe, very careful, very cautious. They got the Gold Fury. They killed Youngbei, who was one of the big farmers for C9 and one of the driving forces for the mid and late game. If they slow her down, that's going to be huge. That's exactly what they did. They got the Gold Fury. Worth is doing well.
Exactly. Now, Worth is starting to realize in this duo lane, if they can keep their ultimates on different rotations from the duo lane of Youngbei and Half Devil, they're not going to be linked into that ridiculous amount of CC chain that's available with the ball, with the Epic Uppercut, into the trap, and the yawn on top of that, followed by the Groggy Strike. If they can keep them on different rotations, then they can look for ganks, and that's exactly why we saw Ninja Bobats come over there, apply the pressure, and pick up the kill. C9 still in the lead in terms of kills, but golden experience ever so slightly just in favor of Worth. Anyone's game right now.
A little bit of damage done. Youngbei is far and away the most damaging character in the game right now at 5,800 damage dealt. Second place goes to Ninja Bobat on Hoonbots with 4,000 himself.
Oh, yawn in middle lane.
Gap there. Ooh, initiation. This comes out strong, but gets purification beats immediately. Again, a very strong win. Anytime you can force big cooldowns like that and walk away free, that's a big win.
Yeah, well, Blink takes a lot less time. NQ going aggressive, though. Mummified does miss as we see Suntouch take it to the skies. He's going to go in. Aggression comes out, beats immediately, followed by the Fader Weaver. Suntouch is in trouble again. Can he escape? He's one hit from death. Searing Pain misses. Suntouch is going to survive for now, but only by a whisper.
Looking for a follow-up here on Koryo in the mid lane. Groggy Strike's going to land, but no follow-up coming out there from Sio. He's backed off entirely. Good initiation from Suntouch, but it didn't seem like NQ was on the same wavelength, and it almost lost his life at the same time. Variety was waiting a long time before he decided to use his ultimate there. Wanted to make sure he guaranteed the trajectory. He took a chance. He cut it to the right, or to Thor's left, but his right, trying to see if he can get that extra damage there on top, but just couldn't really get the distance on it. Waited a little bit too long on the ultimate. But, you know, honestly, that was a very strange initiation. I'm surprised to see everyone walk away free on that solo lane engagement.
Yeah, I mean, quick look at the junglers as well, just have a little look. Suntouch is actually level 12 to the level 14 of Ninja Bobats here right now. Gold difference you can see between the two. Slightly ahead in favor of Ninja, even though, you know, Suntouch 1-1 and 2. He's having a lot better game than he did last week, along with Half Devil. I think those two were the ones that really seemed to struggle last week, but having a bigger influence on this game this week.
That is a big start here for Worth. There's 600 gold in the lead, 900 experience. They've finally taken it back from C9. C9's feeling the pressure, looking for an initiation on Sio. Sio spots it out. He's going to back off here towards his tower. Thor's waiting the wings as well, waiting for that movement speed buff to respawn. There, you're going to be respawning any second now. There it is on top. It's going to clear that himself. Does no Bobat see it? He's coming along.
He has a feeling it's going
Curious
on.
George.
Time, will he? Oh, he didn't choose the right option. He could have just gone in there and tried to swing with the monkey. Chose not to, though. Suntouch gets away. Yawn comes out from Half Devil. Everything resets back to normal for the time being as Ninja Bobats looks for Half Devil. Possibly. Nope. Just going to disengage for now. 5-4. Anyone's game still. This is just a repeat of last week once again at how close these two teams are.
Beautiful engagement there, and I love the fact that Bobat decided to walk around and save his jump to escape if he needed to instead of jumping over it. I think he knew that Thor was there deep in his bones, but he didn't want to try and risk the escape usage there so that he couldn't get out if things went hairy. And so it takes a lot of discipline and focus to be able to kind of hold on to those and take the long route when you really want to go in and prevent it. Variety's going to be going here for Silver Breastplate. Looks like he wants to get that physical protection and CDR to start off the game, make sure he's a little bit safer. They actually went for CDR into penetration into CDR, so Variety is definitely getting a lot of variety in his build here as he's going across the board. Very, very safe. And against Goobis, surprisingly enough, it doesn't seem like he's really afraid of the Anubis' damage. I mean, he's getting physical protection and penetration and CDR. He just isn't even building like a Void Stone or something along those lines.
Nope, he isn't. And at the same time, he's playing the lane a lot better than he did last week. He picked up the beads early enough to secure the Mummify, could not do the full combo. Half Devil gets engaged on with the belly flop, but immediately the Yawn comes out and the disengage is on. Sayo trying to hold mid lane as three members keep trying to push in wherever possible. But against an Ao Kwang, it's a big ask.
It very much is. And that's really what they have to think about is what's going to happen when they start to rotate over. And now Kumakarno's going to jump and Mighty Yawn here on Bacchus. Emelochin is backing off entirely.
Ooh, a lot of damage on Carino.
Oh yeah, tons of damage. That's really what you have to worry about. I mean, Squall does a lot. It's a big slow. Oh, look at this. Sun Touch might be going up in here. Inside of the Fire Giant area. Looks like the retreat's going to come through. Mid camp has yet to spawn. Half Devil's hiding. If you're a giant golden fat man, how do you hide?
With difficulty. Difficulty.
He's literally shining.
Everybody's shining. It did for the time being. He's managed to catch Carino out of position. Carino's going to get hit into the epic uppercut. The Squall's coming down.
Oh!
Spirit Tempest, nicely timed. That was perfect timing from the Spirit Tempest. We saw it early from SK. And once again, Cloud9 showing they can do it too. As Ninja Bobat tries to go aggressive in mid, but he's going to be careful because Sun Touch is in the background here. He's going to need the Fear No Evil to get out, I feel. He's going to get walled. The beads come out. He's not using the Fear No Evil for the time being. And Ninja Bobat's back in tower. That Squall does so much damage. That should be enough to kill him. Ninja Bobat is going to die there. Sayo picks up another one. That Squall was important.
That tornado was huge. The Squall hit the last hit. We talked about this a little bit earlier. If you're a dot base character like Ao Kwang, experienced Ao Kwangs will always throw out a basic attack or a Squall or some kind of little damage boost to make sure the dot does enough. Good Hammer going to hit two there as they force it out. Sun Touch up in the air, going to zone them out and completely. Shaggy Shake knows he can't go in just yet. Bog's going in to stun. There goes the Berserker Barrage. Milo's like the trap on the ground keeps him there. No way to go in. They get the Gold Fury and they get the kill Animal Witch, and Worth was not ready for that.
No, they weren't ready for it overall. I mean, they saw the mid laner and the jungler go down as well, and then immediately Cloud9 rotate over. There's not a whole lot you can do as Elmsy and Bacchus. I mean, as we said, like the Yawn from Kumbhakarna is enough to shut you down from being able to get involved, but the whole team being there, you're going to get decimated, and that's exactly what happened to him there. Cloud9 looking great this week. I'm so nice to see them coming back to form that we saw them in week one, because ever since then, Drybear, they've been bridesmaids.
I am so glad to see more Ao Kwangs buying this book. This book on Ao Kwang is literally one of the highest damage item god combinations you could ever have. Ao Kwang's passive Graceful Winds scales up his damage based on his maximum mana. The Book of Thoth passive scales up his damage based on maximum mana. And they actually do stack. And so with Book of Thoth fully stacked up, Ao Kwang's damage is off the charts. Look at the damage numbers right now. Sayo is currently sitting at 210 magical damage. That is going to be the highest in the game by far.
Starting gets caught out of position. He used the Yawn, waited for the beads though to block the epic uppercut, which was really big. So a net worth for worth there as Carino escapes and actually forces the epic uppercut to go on cooldown. But it's not a big win because he's going to be back up in just a few seconds because that's the benefit of that epic uppercut. The cooldown is very, very low.
Left side, we have a Hunter v Hunter fight going on here. Not really anything too aggressive. Shaggy Shake really understands what's at stake for his team and what he has to do. He has to just farm up and play for mid and late game as effectively as he can. And now we're going to see here a little bit of a grouping on the left side. Bacchus wanting to initiate on Youngbei. Youngbei's going to spot it out here. Belly flop is available, Emla Witch, and he actually may not have spotted this out. No, he's going to see it now. There goes the ward vision. So Youngbei's going to spot it out, or did he? He's pushing out, trading with Shaggy Shake. Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he did. He does have the ultimate available to avoid the stun and the knock-up. Oh, didn't use it just yet, but looks like there's no engagement.
Very patient. Very, very patient from Youngbei there. He didn't burn the boar, and that's why you didn't see the engagement. They were trying to force it, and it didn't happen for them. So Youngbei playing that lane very well in terms of his decision-making there. Quick look at the item build, though. Again, the Spear of the Magus on both the solo and mid laner of Cloud9. So that means that both of them are going to increase each other's damage because of the penetration.
So touch mid lane, looking for initiation here. There's the wall, not going to get the hammer or the stun, actually, as Corneo is just backing off completely, avoiding that. Now back towards his tower. Oh, left side. Hoombots is in the area, not in the fight just yet. If they cluster up on the tower too heavily, they could be a great chance for Hoombots ultimate. Left side, look for the kill. There's the board.
Oh, he's
Trap
still
is gonna
going.
miss a little bit late. Needs a volley or a couple shots here. Going very deep. Rocking with the board. There goes the hit, forcing Ra to stop. Artemis. Oh, Hoombots ultimate. Fear no able person. Youngbae going down there. Now looking for Half Devil. Half Devil's gonna pop his passive. This is huge for Worth. The grade from Youngbae is too much to force them back away. The mid tower is gonna drop very low here because of NQ's rotation, but at what cost?
Right, they lost 2 towers. Cloud9 picked up 2 towers, mid and right-hand side towers. At the same time, we can see Shaggy Shank ulting in to chase onto NQ. NQ should be fine getting out of this, though. Drops the 3 down behind just to slow him down. But they're rotating for Fire Giant now that they know that Half Devil is down. This is risky with a Sio in the area on that Il Kwang. He's going to do some nice damage as the tornado hits a lot. And there's Thor on top. This is a mistake from Worth, I feel, as we can see Cloud9 are taking over this fight. In terms of its on touch getting low, has to back out, and he's going to get secured by Ninja Bobats, who does work in this fight in the end. Stops the Fire Giant being done.
The 2-ton split here. Sio and NQ get away with the lowest amount of HP possible. They go back to the Fire Giant knowing that they have to go home. Corneo's on his way. He's got to get there quickly. Here is Kumbhakarna, though. Half Devil is around. He does have the tier 3 Hand of the Gods. There's the Mighty Yawn. He just wants them off. He doesn't know the HP of it. That's a good play there, just forcing him out completely. Big play by C9. Worth could have had a big wipe, a 4-man clear, but unfortunately enough, the 2-ton split is too much for them. That's tough.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Worth did a good job overall. Cloud9's initiation there looked great, especially with Sio on that Il Kwang being able to just put that tornado in the backline on their escape exit. But the turnaround from Worth, once again, was fantastic. The shot calling is great. And we look back at what happened with Youngbae when he went for Shaggy Shank. The team that responded first to that fight was Worth Gaming, and they collapsed in so quickly that both the duo lane went down, and it opened up this map once again. Experience is in favor of Cloud9. And so is the gold. However, Worth Gaming are not out of this one by a long stretch.
You see Sio going my old Ao Guang build here with the book in the Spirit of the Magus, and this is one of the highest damage combinations you can get. I mean, just hurts so much. And we're seeing now with the tornadoes, the scaling from the book, plus the passive, plus the penetration on both items. The spear will stack up immediately with the tornado. I mean, it's so huge. Now, the consideration you look at is either you pick up the shard itself, which will give you a direct penetration on things like your ultimate or your squall, or you get the spear, which will do, you have to do tornadoes first or hit a couple times to get that fully stacked passive up, which is something you have to consider. But here comes the Gold Fury attempt coming out from Worth. Kumbhakarna is in the area. Half Devil is coming through here, but it looks like it's not going to be a successful attempt as they just kind of zone them out completely, looking for the next big team fight.
I like the idea from Worth Gaming. They saw Sio recall, and they also knew that NQ wasn't in the area, so they looked to get a cheeky one. Half Devil was there, though, to secure it, and once again, everything resets. But Ninja Bobat's going quite aggressive here, and that tornado is going to stop any of that for the time being, as the Gold Fury is definitely the one to be contested right now. Both teams just vying for position. Youngbae gets caught out as Ninja Bobat goes aggressive, applies some nice damage down, but not enough, and the trade actually goes in favor of Youngbae, but Variety Sustain coming to the rescue there, as Half Devil gets surrounded by 3 members right now. Carino going to start whacking him with the trident, but the Yawn comes out. NQ misses with the Mummify. And that's going to be all she wrote. Sun Touch goes to the sky. Epic uppercut when he lands. Expect Thor to land. Is this going to happen? Carino gets healed from Variety. The stun misses. Straight into a double combination of Fear No Evil and Kraken as well. And now we can see Carino's in trouble. He's going to jump to Half Devil with all people secure that one. The beam comes out from NQ. Not enough damage to secure the kill. Shaggy Shank has to back away. Youngbae doing great work with those auto attacks.
Tornado, good zone.
Stop them. Zone him out to Mercy Believe. But Sio's going to drop. But so does Elmsy. So at the moment, it's a 3 for 3 members to the live. 2 members down for both sides. The Yawn, important for the time being. Variety's not finished. He wants to keep chasing. Here comes Shaggy Shank. He comes in, looks for the opportunity. Youngbae destroys Shaggy Shank, though. Now it's a 2 for 2 fight. Ninja Bobat versus Youngbae. Ninja Bobat's attempt, only Half Devil left. Can he escape? Or is this going to be a deicide in favor of Worth Gaming? It's 11 to 12. This one making 12 for 12. The snipe is enough. The auto attack should secure it. Respect for those archer minions, though. Not enough. As Half Devil drops, and that's 12 for 12. Gold Fury should be easily picked up. Variety going to be able to sustain him.
That
Oh
was
no, they got it back.
amazing.
Okay.
A 5-for-3 in favor of Worth. C9, they took a big risk there with Sayo going around the backside. It could have gone absolutely perfectly for them or catastrophically bad for them, and that's really what happens. This is one of the risks you run when you flank teams like this. If you flank a team and your team doesn't initiate at the same time, they will immediately turn their heat upon you and you're all alone, and that's what Sayo felt in that engagement there. He got taken down very, very quickly, surrounded by himself. Now, they did get Bacchus, but at the same time, you're throwing away Aoguang's life for a Bacchus kill. It's just not worth it. But Worth is going to come over and do this fire. It's exactly what you'd expect them to do. Kumakarn is far away. They have the damage to take this. They should take this for free, actually. Big burst, ultimate, hand of the gods, get out so clean. Good. Thor Dunk not going to get it. Spirit Tempest not going to land. 2 ultimates wasted, plus the Fire Giant buff. Worth absolutely swung this around.
This is what Cloud9 need to work on, is what they do when they get out of base after big fights like that. They make small mistakes like that, and it's starting to hurt them because Worth Gaming are on fire, and they're actually picking the right spots when to engage and what to go for. They're going to be able to push down some mid-towers now, get some of these objectives back, and start taking a gold lead if possible, which at the moment has just been evened out, and they've just gone ahead in terms of experience and gold. This game is even. As of right now, the Yawn comes out from Half Devil, and the team is looking for the opportunity. Squall and Tornado onto Ninja Bobats. He's going to have to back out for the time being, as Half Devil does a great job of zoning for now.
Now backing off here. And honestly, what's surprising is that a lot of the damage coming out is coming from C9, but Worth is just making better calls. Half Devil by himself, Tornado on the ground, Whirlpool on the ground, doing damage. There's the hammer, going to do damage to Emilowichin here, but not a whole lot, forcing him back into the mid area. The Gold Fury is available. Looks like Worth is going to go pick that one up. Nothing in the jungle to grab but that blue buff. Shaggy Shake's going to head over and grab it. This left side tower is available. They're going to go for that little bit safer choice. Kumakarna went on home to heal back up. Looks like he did actually go back and purchase the last of his Hide of the Urchin. This is a free tower, no contestation from C9. Worth is on the death march here towards the left tower. Will C9 be able to defend it? Sayo's not there! He's afar! He's away! He's across the map!
They're going to give up the towers and just wait for Sayo to get the red buff, look for a fight at the Phoenix, but if he's not back in time soon, this fight's going to happen without him, and he's not going to be there for it. What's going to happen as the engage comes down?
Pushing away. Phoenix is under pressure. Oh, there's Sun touching the backside. Whirlpool. The Kraken is available for it. Go for it. Bobat's already using his ult himself. Needs a little bit more damage. There's the Trident. Blink. Hit. Has purification piece. Needs to avoid the tornado. Spirit's going to come through. It's going to hit nothing. There goes the hit. The Kraken knocks Half Devil up in the air. There goes Epic Uppercut. Rotation coming from Worth now. Very, very split. Anubis ultimate doing damage. Down. Dunking his Shaggy Shake. It's rooted. The second he lands, C9 takes this match, forcing Worth out. There's the slow. There's the Groggy Strike. Forces Ninja Bobat to jump away from that one, but C9 still has
Blink.
4 alive. There goes the hit. Tornado not going to land. Bobat is too tanky. He's trying to get away. The Hide of the Urchin is doing work for him right now. He jumps over the wall. Rock coming through as well, back into the jungle, but C9 turns that around, and that just comes down to Worth getting too greedy and too separated. Corneo and Poseidon way too deep. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that fight was kind of crazy. Overall, Suntouch engaged very early, but forced them all to chase him, and he managed to survive using the beads, forcing the Fear No Evil on himself as well, which was really big. And then the rest of his team collapsed correctly. Elmsy did a great job of zoning on Bacchus and making them all drunk, but immediately the rotation from Cloud9 to mid lane turned that fight around, and now Cloud9 are back in it once again. This game is anyone's. They've still got Phoenixes standing. Only 2 members have the Fire Giant remaining. That's going to be on Variety and Ninja Bobats. But meanwhile, 3 members did lose it. So, you know, Gold Fury picked up. Quick look at the golden experience, and immediately look after that. Look at the team fight. It immediately brought it almost back to even once again. This game is crazy.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, the damage numbers are insane here. We're going to see actually
nice
Youngbei topping the charts here with Artemis. That's the biggest thing, right? Is that if you get out of position for a second, you have Aoguang and Artemis together doing so much damage. Anubis very much underperforming here, doing actually less damage than Ra, who's also doing 17,000 healing. Anubis has yet to hit that mark just yet, and this is the point, right, where Anubis has a lot of trouble. He can't really contribute to his fights. Now, he did have the damage in the early stage, but even with the itemization he's had so far, he didn't really bring enough to the table to keep them in the fight, although these mummifies were huge. That CC was a big factor in them being able to clean that fight up, but now it doesn't change the fact that we do have a 1,000 gold lead here for Worth, but keep in mind this Fire Giant buff is going to fall off any second now. Worth is only ahead of C9 because of the Fire Giant buff. The gold numbers, experience numbers, they're relatively even. In fact, at this point in the game, they're definitely even, and so they're just waiting for the next Fire Giant. When the Fire Giant buff's away, these teams are even.
Yeah, I mean they are pretty close. Suntouch is a little bit further behind of Ninja Bobats though in terms of experience, but other than that, everyone's starting to finish off their build. So soon, gold and experience will become less of an issue, and it'll become down more to positioning, warding, and objective taking. So we'll see when this Fire Giant respawns whether Cloud9 are going to be in a position to contest it. Ward coverage from them at the moment not too bad. Could be a little bit better on wards just to be in the area and see what's available. And as you can see already, NQ throwing that ward down as I say that to make sure both teams have vision. Fire Giant's going to be important, but look on the other side of the map. What is Shaggy Shank doing? He's playing as Zapman today, or Jenny Z from the block, is as he was called yesterday. Shaggy Shank channeling in a Zapman right now.
Split pushing is a great choice. Now he's going to peel away Sayo. Actually, that's exactly what Apollo is good at. He's going to give Worth the opportunity to do this Fire Giant if someone rotates over. That's exactly what Apollo does. You split push across the map, force them to rotate. If someone, you have two scenarios, right? Either they rotate and try to stop you, and then you can outnumber them with the Fire Giant, or they don't, and they lose a Phoenix. And so they have to make that hard choice. Looks like Sayo's there. Oh, up in the area. Shaggy Shank, here it comes. Thor looking for initiation. There goes the jump from Malowichin, taking damage from Anubis.
Wow, this is so much damage.
Didn't get the kill. Anubis' damage dump is out. Nothing left to contribute. Whirlpool on the ground, doing huge numbers there. Cornea backing off. There goes the hit.
Oh, nice big Tempest!
Over the wall, takes out Shaggy Shank instantly, and that's a key player for Worth. Artemis has got that damage game. Single target damage is off the chain here as Young Bay goes deep. There goes the Trident. There goes the hit. Needs more. Corneo drugging, or the Groggy Strike takes him down. Sayo in the mid lane looking for Malowichin. Can't get the hit on the Tornado, but the Fire Giant is available. C9 is coming through with the clutch, and that Spirit's Tempest from Sayo is what changed the game.
Bobas is going to get caught fighting Suntouch. Will he be able to take him down before he goes down himself? It looks like Suntouch is going to drop here in favor of Ninja Bobas, so no Fire Giant for him, but Cloud9 comes out on top of this one with the Fire Giant. Sayo hit a double Spirit's Tempest, taking out Variety and Shaggy Shank in one ultimate. Holy moly, that was big.
And, you know, it's so hard, right? Because his ultimate from over walls is hard to predict. It's good AoE, it's got a decent progression, but Algor's ultimate is not the easiest thing in the world to hit, especially that effectively. And the second key, it takes so much skill, preparation, awareness, and understanding of the game to be able to hit that effective an ultimate on the fly. To be able to say, hey, bam, that's it, I see it, I'm going to collapse on it, I'm going to get that shot. Sayo is playing this character to a T. I love his itemization, I love his decision making, I love his positioning. Sayo is just conquering right now. 8-1 and 5 on Al Guang. I gotta give him props.
He's doing really, really good work on that. And take into account as well, Drybear, he got focus banned in the picks and bans phase as well. He had most of the top mid picks taken away from him, and he had to go deeper into his pool, as we said earlier. Picked up the Guang, and he's working out great for him this game. That made a big difference in that team fight. Sayo is here to play today. The whole of Cloud9 are here to play today.
Oh, they definitely are. And that's the problem, is that they have, you know, the good positioning on Worth, but C9 is just reacting so well. You look at 5,000 gold lead now after taking out, you know, a few towers, good rotations, good kills, and now Worth really has to be careful. We're 14 and 19, and with the Fire Giant buff plus the gold lead that C9 has, they really can't fight under anything but Phoenix at this point, unless they get a really good initiation. Let the Gold Fury go, the tower's going to go as well. They might be able to defend the tier 2, but the tier 1 is not worth it. 500 gold is not worth a bad initiation by any means.
No, not
and
at
now
all.
we're going to see how things work out, but we're going to see Sayo go here for Polynomicon. Polynomicon, and the Soul Reaver is done. Ao Guang is activated, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I just love it.
Oh, that's going to be a ridiculous amount of damage coming out of Sayo. On top of the fact we already saw the Spirit Tempest earlier, imagine how much it will do now if it connects. One thing I want to see from Cloud9, though, is more ward coverage. They're doing a great job of it at the moment, and they're noticing the mistakes they made last week. But they were in a very similar position against Worth last week, Drybear, and they threw the game away on a bad initiation when they got crept up from behind. So hopefully this time round, Cloud9 will work on their mistakes as they look to assault this left-hand tower. The blink goes in. There's the yawn. Immediately pops the beast from Carino. So a net worth win once again for Cloud9 with this Fire Giant available.
Left tower's under pressure. Worth smartly backs off from that one. The gold is certainly in favor of C9. All of a sudden we have a 9,000 gold lead, but the Fire Giant is the deal breaker here for Worth. They have to play this absolutely flawlessly. Be careful with the initiation. Half double blinking in shortly, looking for the mighty yawn. Maybe a big ultimate from Sayo. Damage buff on Sayo. Fire Giant buff on Sayo. Sayo has Soul Reaver. Sayo has Polynomicon. It's going to be really delicate here. Worth really needs to get a strong pick to start this team fight off, or this all could end right here, right now. And keep in mind, Worth defeated C9 in the grand finals last week, and C9, they don't like that. They're upset. Mighty on Emilowichin. There goes the damage. Anubis looking for some kills. There goes that. Spirit Stem's going to come through. It's going to hit. Nobody.
Good night.
Corio walks into it and vaporizes into dust as Sayo just erases him from the game. And now it's 45. Look at that tornado damage taking on it. Suntouch jumping in here. Look for Emilowichin as they try to initiate.
Suntouch and NQ are doing a great job at the front line, along with Half Devil. Half Devil blinks in, gets the yawn off onto Variety. The Aegis is popped from him immediately, but Shaggy Shank says good night, sweet prince, as the Death Game connects from NQ. The aggression onto Variety is the next step, but the heals are coming out. The Phoenix does drop. Elmsy's on the front line. He's the tankiest member. He's doing a good job of absorbing most time. Fear No Evil comes out. Ninja Bobat tanking up a Storm as well, but Elmsy finally drops as Youngbei secures that one. It's Cloud9 pushing them back into the base once again. The whole team deciding to go for the Minotaur. How is this going to play out for them? Is Ninja Bobaz once again back in with full health, now half health. The Suntouch is getting low. The Titan drops. Cloud9 make it to the finals, beating Worth this week.
That tornado was taking for 200 damage a tick. Ow. Absolutely out of this park here. Absolutely devastating to the overall lineup. And, you know, honestly, let's look at the damage numbers to confirm. Ao Guang at 27.5k damage dealt, far and away the most in the game. The highest damage dealer on Worth was 17.8k by Ninja Bobat. 10,000 individual damage above that one is Sayo on Ao Guang. Beautiful play, and honestly, this is my old Ao Guang build, and you know, it's got a lot of damage. It's really just a burst build through and through. Not a whole lot of utility, but it's just that razor thin glass cannon Ao Guang build. You can see if you connect with your abilities, or you land a tornado, or get a good squall off, it is devastating. And we can't take any credit away from Youngbei here either. Playing that Artemis with Shinsai's Executioner and Deathbringer, he dropped himself 26.3k, and that's honestly way better than Ao Guang's damage dealt, because Artemis is a single target damage dealer. Ao Guang's AoE, so 27.5k as AoE versus 26.3 as single target. Youngbei just destroyed the damage charts that time around. And C9, they came out to show themselves as the top tier team this time around. Worth defeated in the semifinal round. C9 will be moving on.
I mean, Cloud9 in that game as well. The thing about it, the composition, when you look at it and think about it, Thor's going to be on the front line, looking to get the stuns off, along with Kumbhakana as well. And then Anubis is going to be very tanky, start on that front line, trying to be the absorber because he's very short range. But we're going to a replay now. Dry Bear, talk us through it.
Hashtag replay as we bring it up on screen. There's our beautiful faces. Hi, guys. Ao Guang's right here. Ao Guang's right there, that guy. Here comes the ultimate coming out. There's the tornado. Spirit's Tempest gonna hit 1 and 2. Double kill from over the wall. This is inside of the damage buff. Big play. And then immediately turns around and gets this the squall on top of Bacchus and takes him out there. So definitely a big pickup for him. And that's what set the pace for C9 to take it back. I mean, they were tied up. The Fire Giant was the next point of contention, and they were trying to go for it. But with that, he took away the two biggest damage dealers across the way on Worth, and all of a sudden they had nothing to stand on.
That Aelcon goal by Sayo was a big game changer. That got them the Fire Giant. It won them that team fight, and that was the big turning point where Cloud9 took the lead and took the game.
That's right. But
overall, Cloud9, fantastic performance, Worth gaming. Put on a show again. They're showing they're not just, you know, this one-off team. They've done it 3 weeks in a row, made it to the semi-finals this time before being beat by Cloud9. But Worth are a contender. But Cloud9, they really want that top spot back from TSM this week, and they've got a chance of doing it right now, Drybear.
They certainly do. We're going to go into the grand finals coming up next. As far as what happened over there, we do know that it's going to be Bloody Tech versus Cloud9 HyperX. Bloody Tech was able to defeat Elo Fishers. So 5th seed going up against 2nd seed. The bronze match will be Elo Fishers versus Worth. As far as the seeding points goes, everyone is vying for that top spot. With TSM out, it's a major scramble to get as high as you can before they come back next week and keep that first place slot. No one can take the first place slot away from TSM this week, regardless of how the points are split. But at the same time, they will have an opportunity to push this through here. I'm excited to get into the grand finals here. Best of 3. A huge lineup between these two teams. And honestly, I think there's a lot up for grabs here. Cloud9 versus Bloody Tech. Bloody Tech has a chance to put themselves up in the seeding charts themselves, whereas C9 is trying to get as close as they can to TSM.
Exactly, and it's going to be interesting to see which one's going to come out on top, because Bloody Tech, big shout out to ELO Fishers actually this week, because these guys beat TSM as well. We also see them beat Exposed Secret, so they're having a fantastic week already. And now they got knocked out by Bloody Tech, but they get to face off against the team we just saw, which I've already forgotten the name. I feel so bad. Worth Gaming. They're going to face off against Worth Gaming for a third place possibility for them. So ELO Fishers, big shout out to you guys. You've been here every week. Shame you didn't manage to make it to the final, but we can't all do so. It's Bloody Tech's turn this week, though, guys. We should be right back with Bloody Tech versus Cloud9. Best of 3.